it, Phil. Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Oh, no, it isn't the breeze. It's Jackson time. La, da, da, da.
Well, hello again. This is Buck Benny speaking. I'm joined here with Kathy Fuller-Seeley, John Henderson, and
Hello.
Terry Phillips. And we are here to chat about Jack Benny, of course. And I think we'll start with Kathy telling us a little bit about her impressions of the episode and the time it was from and so forth. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, I so appreciate you pointing this one out for us, Daryl, because I'd never seen it before. And I love, it feels like a piece of early television with a little bitty something that looks like a market. And young people today they need to realize that's what markets looked like back in the day. They weren't gigantic, warehouses like Costco or Walmart were, but still, they're trying to cram a lot into a little stage. I was very interested in the brand name product placements. A lot of Betty Crocker, some Bisquick, other kinds of things. And the fact that the turkeys had legs on them. So,
well, and I wonder if they did get paid for product placement back then, or if that was pre-product
either
placement.
that or the writers' families, ate plenty of boxed goods for months.
Months to come. Yeah. Or maybe they just got it provided free from those companies, knowing that it'd be seen. But I don't know. Terry, what were your thoughts on it?
I just had a couple of observations. One historical note that might have slipped past most viewers was when Frank Nelson was teasing Jack about having trouble pulling the shopping carts apart. Yeah. And Jack said, it wasn't a routine. It was hard for me to do that. And Frank Nelson said, well, aren't you Bernard McFadden? Bernard McFadden was the kind of forerunner to Jack LaLanne, which is now another anachronism. I don't know, maybe the forerunner to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a bodybuilder.
Yes.
Became very famous for his, health advice and so forth. And
he was. I thought he was a governor, but that's all right.
maybe that too. But nobody would have missed that reference in 1954. Today, it's definitely an anachronism.
John, what do you think?
Is instead a grocery store episode, but because of that, well, I still thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious from start to finish. The beginning with the maid thing. Yes. I won't spoil it too much because it's hilarious. There's twists and turns, but I thought that whole section was hilarious. And then he gets to the grocery store, and this is the part that I could actually relate to, like where he's trying to pull that card out. That has happened to me so many times, and it's very rare in a Jack Benny episode that I can actually relate to something from my real life. Like I definitely can see the humor in a lot of the things where they talk about everyday life, from the 50s or 40s or whatever, but it's rare that that's actually happened to me. And so I thought that was pretty fun. That was a pretty special thing. Yeah, and then the whole business with the cans and that kind of stuff I thought was hilarious.
Yes.
And I wrote a note that was Apple, but I can't remember what that was. What was the Apple thing?
Where to get exactly 5 pounds of apple.
Oh, that was such a good one.
Yes.
Who is that? I can never remember his name. He's a famous guy who always shows up on. Is it Benny Rubin?
Oh, Benny Rubin.
Benny Rubin, probably. Yeah.
I think it was Benny Rubin.
Yeah, so I thought that was my favorite gag. That was hilarious.
Well, and the fact it was visual and wouldn't have worked on radio. I suppose it could have. They could have said kind of what was. What are you doing, taking a bite out of that, or whatever. But it worked really well as visual, and we'd never seen it so many times. You're doing a gag that we've heard on radio so many times. You might be doing it visually, but we still can connect it together and go, oh, wait a minute, I've heard that one before. This was totally out of left field, and it was beautifully done, and I loved it.
Yeah. And there was one also historical thing that I noticed, which was they mentioned the bank runs of the 30s, and then how FDR closed the banks in 1933. So that was an interesting little, reference from their own lives.
Sure. Another historical thing that's interesting is how expensive groceries were. Grocery food took up something like 40% of the average family's budget.
Wow.
Back in the day. It's really amazing how much less expensive food has got. And they say spend $300. It's like, oh my God, that's like, $1,500 or more in today's money.
Right.
So indeed, groceries were a huge expense, and supermarkets were just starting. So in this time period, so it was something sort of very much in the I want to say news, or something that's being talked about. These giant these ever-growing grocery stores, because previously everything was behind the counter, and you had to ask for it, and or measure things out. And so this was that and rattling the carts was a new bit in popular culture.
Yeah, I wonder if carts themselves were like a new thing, because there's several gags with the cart, like, and talking about the difference between radio and live television, things like that, where Frank Nelson and Jack Benny go behind, and everyone's just sort of like hearing the noises and wondering what's going to happen, and then they come out with a shopping cart gag.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love the stacked cans.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it could have gone many different ways, and they went a way we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a great show overall. I mean, there's lots of great bits throughout this show. Yeah. But when I thought I mentioned the cart thing, because the cart, I just like John, I've experienced the exact same thing myself, and thought the same thing that John did. I was like, oh, there's something I've done I love it when I do something that's like Jack Benny, because I like to be like Jack Benny if I can. And like, oh yeah, I've had that same thing happen, and people making fun of me because I can't get the cart to come out. And that's just a fun thing to do.
I thought of one thing that has changed since then, which is the major smog problem in the Los Angeles area. That's not the problem that it used to be in the 50s.
Right.
And the other sort of like thing that's sort of like from those days, but not so much anymore, is the mink. Like a mink used to be, it's a big fluffy animal that they turn into a fur, and a sort of like status symbol. So I think, I don't know, maybe you guys know better the history about that than I do, but
You're absolutely right. Mink used to be, what every woman was supposed to dream of. It was, jewels and furs. Yeah. And now,
now it's the source of the coronavirus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and minks, I'd say it was around the 70s where mink really started to get more of a bad name and so forth, and people didn't want to wear animals anymore and that sort of thing. I mean, certainly it's still done some. I mean, I worked, I had my own Jack Benny series of moments in the 80s when I was working at a temporary position, and they'd put me out on different jobs where I'd do different things for a few days, and they put me on this mink auction. And so I worked with this guy that was very much what you would think might be a person that would, it was like having Frank Nelson be in charge of the minks, and I was his guy that helped him, and he was so funny. I want to see these. Show me these. And so then I would flip the minks out, and he'd have a certain way he wanted me to flip them out. They'd all be on a chain, and there'd be all these minks on there, and he'd flip them out, and he'd look through them, and he'd figure out what he was going to bid on that lot, and he'd write himself a note, and then you put it back, and then I would like to see those now, and you throw those down.
That's not what I expected a mink auction to be like. I figured it'd be like, there
was that too. That was the later part. This was the part where we're just inspecting to see what he's going to bid on the minks, and then you had the and I had no idea what was going on there, but they'd get they'd get them bid up and get them. And there was this one set of minks that I liked that was different than everything else. And I told him, I said, I really like these ones. And he's like, yeah, those are really good, but I don't know. He said, I don't think you can make a long coat out of it. You have to make a short coat, but they're lovely, and they were just a different coloring than most of the others. They were like a tan sort of color. And that got bid up pretty high, but he got outbid on that, and he was not going to go any further on that one. So he thought, and then afterwards he told me, he said, "Those minks you liked, he said, those were far too expensive. They went too high." And so I'm like, okay, great. But it was a fun experience to do that.
And none of them became mops. So
no, I don't think so. I do not think so. They were going pretty high as far as price goes. Anyway, just like I said, a fun episode overall. Just really different in the beginning, and I don't know. Were there many references to Christmas time? I guess there were a few, right? But
there were a couple,
yeah,
coming in a couple weeks and some teases and things.
Because when they redid it in '61, they redid it as a filmed episode, and when they redid it as a filmed episode, they changed the title to grocery shopping, which fit better than Christmas shopping. So, and I watched it because I saw that first, of course, multiple times, and so I've just gotten used to this as the grocery shopping episode, and that's what I would think of it as. I'd never really connected it to Christmas.
Well, you would kind of think that if by the early 60s, Benny's very much in syndication. And, Christmas episodes, people don't want to see them necessarily in other parts of the year.
Yeah.
So if you just call it grocery shopping, it can be shown anytime.
Anytime. Yeah, that's true.
Well, isn't this also when, at the beginning, when Rochester said, you should buy one instead of relying on a raffle to get a turkey?
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the pieces that ties it in. And then the other thing I was going to mention, to me, when I saw the shopping and going on, I couldn't really relate to it. Kind of like Kathy was saying, where he was shopping didn't seem like any of our current grocery stores and things. But when I've been back visiting England and going to England here in the last 15 years or so, and a couple times, their grocery shopping experience is much more similar to that. It's a much more of a little hole in the wall sort of spot with a very contained little store, sort of a mom and pop feeling of the store, which was more of what this store is a little bit more like. So yeah, but on the other hand, on those little stores, you don't usually have a huge shopping cart that you have either. So it's like,
this is true.
Different, little mixed together. But anyway, I guess we'll leave that behind. Thanks everybody. I hope everybody enjoys this episode that has.
From Hollywood, the Jack Benny Program.
Hello, Mr. Benny, this is Rochester.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing. I just thought I'd call you until I just finished 18 holes of golf.
You did you?
Did you wash the living room windows?
Yes, I washed them.
Did you put out the garbage?
It's out.
What time will dinner be ready?
7 o'clock, and this is the last time I'll play gin rummy with you. And Rochester, I want to ask you something. Why is it every time we play cards, you insist on wearing that Chinese kimono?
For 3 reasons. It's becoming, it's comfortable, and with those big sleeves, I can't lose.
Oh, so that's it. Mm-hmm. That's how you beat me. With those big sleeves.
Don't get mad, boys. I was just playing a little joke on you.
Well, Rochester, I'm going to tell you one. The next time we play cards, believe me, I got to hang up. There's someone at the door. Guy.
Oh, excuse me, madam. I thought that...
Don, it's me.
Jack, why are you doing the housework?
Look, Don, I don't want to discuss it. Now, if you want to sit down here and be quiet, sit down.
But, Jack, a big star like you, down on your hands and knees doing your housework, but this
It's none of your business.
But, Jack...
Now, and get off of my nice, clean floor.
I sure don't know what this is all about, but it's obvious you've been working too hard.
Yeah?
Look, Jack, come over here and sit down. Take it easy. Relax. Come on now. How about a game of gin rummy?
Gin rummy?
Yeah. Come on, Jack. Where are the cards?
All right, Don. I'll play you some gin rummy. The cards are right there in the second drawer. Right over there. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just deal them out, will you? Go ahead, Don.
Jack, what's the idea of the Chinese kimono?
Don, it relaxes me. It's comfortable, you know, when I play cards. Well, there we are. Go ahead, Don.
Oh, boy, what a hand I've got.
You're gonna need it, brother.
Rochester, everybody's waiting on you. We're going around again.
Oh, I changed my mind, Roy. I'm going back home. I hate to stick Mr. Benny with all that housework.
But you played him a game of gin rummy to get the afternoon off. You won it fair and square.
Well, it wasn't exactly fair and square. I wore a Chinese kimono.
A Chinese kimono? What are you laughing at?
At one time, I had cards so far up my sleeve, I had to go after them with a pair of chopsticks.
Oh, Don. Don. Don, you're supposed to answer the phone, too.
Oh, all right. Mr. Benny's residence. Don, the downstairs maid speaking. Oh, hold on. Rochester, he wants to talk to you.
Thank you, Donna. Hello? No. No, Rochester, I won't need you now. I got everything under control. Yeah. Goodbye.
What am I supposed to do when I finish the dishes?
Well, you wax the floors and you wash the windows and clean out the garage.
Is that all?
No, Don. At 7 o'clock, you have to prepare dinner for Rochester. He ordered ham hocks under glass. Now, I got to go to the supermarket and do some shopping, Don, so here, hang up my robe, will you?
Oh, all right.
There you are. Get that? There you are.
Jack, you cheated.
Don, don't be a sore loser. Now, hang up my robe.
All right, all right.
There's somebody at the door. Come on in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Now, look, Dennis, I'm very busy. I got a lot of things to do today. You see, so if you got something to say, say it. Well, if not, let me go.
That's a fine way to talk to someone who had double pneumonia this morning.
Double pneumonia?
But I'm all right now.
Dennis, that's a silly... If you had double pneumonia this morning, how could you come to see me now? Did you take penicillin?
No, I took the Sunset bus.
Now, stop that. Silly Sunset bus. All you had was you probably caught a slight cold, that's all. How'd you catch it?
You see, I wanted to play a trick on my father, so I put a pail of ice water over the door, so that when he opened the door, the ice water would fall on his head.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the ice water would fall on your father?
Yeah.
Well, then, how did you catch cold?
Testing.
What?
It worked every time.
Dennis, look, I haven't got time for this silly talk. I got to go to the supermarket and do some shopping.
Oh, but Mr. Benny, look, I want you to hear the song that I'm going to do on your show next
I
week.
haven't got time to hear it, Dennis. I got to go and change my shirt.
Oh, but I want you to hear it.
Well, then sing it in the kitchen. I'll hear it in the other room.
Boy, what a grouch. Hey, I'll fix him.
Let there be you. Let there be me. Let there be oysters under the sea. Let there be wind and occasional rain. Chili con carne and sparkling champagne. Let there be birds to sing in the trees. Someone to bless me whenever I sneeze. Let there be cuckoos, a lark and a dove, but most of all, please, let there be love. Let there be birds to sing in the trees. Someone to bless me whenever I sneeze. Let there be cuckoos, a lark and a dove, but most of all, please, let there be love, love, hooray for love. Oh, most of all, please, let there be
Dennis, that was wonderful.
Would you like me to sing an encore?
What?
I said, would you like me to sing an encore?
What's that?
I said, do you want me to go to...
I'll see you later, kid. Let's see, what do I have to get here?
Do you mind?
Now, let's see what I have to get here. Let's see, what's first? Mother's homemade noodle soup. Dad's old-fashioned mustard. Grandma's pickles. Gee, the whole family's working. See, I must be going to pick up a chicken, and I need peas, corn. I think I'll get the corn first. There. Oh, Mister.
Yes?
pardon me, but where's the corn department?
I'm looking at it.
What?
I saw that act you put on with those baskets.
I wasn't putting on any act. I just couldn't pry them apart, that's all. And the store ought to do something about it.
Well, we might put our health food department in the parking lot and build you up on the way in.
Well, all I want to find out is where I can get a can of corn, that's all.
Well, the canned goods are right here on this counter.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Shoot.
Let's see. Oh, what else? Howdy do. You like some fruit? Yes. How much are the oranges?
40 cents a dozen.
40 cents a dozen? How much are the apples?
Oh, we got a special today. The apple's 5 pounds, 25 cents.
All right, I'll have 5 pounds of apples, 25 cents.
5 pounds apples, come right up.
Okay.
There you are, 5 pounds, 27 cents.
27 cents?
Oh, sure.
You just said 5 pounds for a quarter.
Oh, sure, that's right. But you see, this way a little more, it's 27 cents.
But I don't want any more. I just want 5 pounds for a quarter. So I don't want any ounces more. 5 pounds for a quarter.
All right, all right. Don't get mad. I give it. £5, 25 cents. Good luck to me.
We have to make pie out of that. Now, let's see. God, I didn't notice any butter here. Yeah, I wonder if we have any butter at home. I better call home and find out. Oh, there's the phone.
Mr. Benny's residence, Denise, the downstairs maid speaking.
Dennis, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm washing the windows, dusting the furniture, shaking out the rugs, and I still have to do the laundry.
Wait a minute. Did you play cards with Don Wilson?
Yeah.
What did he look like?
Like Fu Manchu.
Well, Dennis, he cheated you.
Yeah, I know he did. I found that out. Boy, did I get even with him. You see, after the game, he got hungry.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want to hear what you did. Look will you go to the refrigerator, find out if I need any butter, will you please?
Yeah, hold the line.
Okay.
Is there any butter in there?
Dennis, let me out of here.
Benny, I don't know about butter, but you got 300 pounds of lard in there.
Oh, what a crazy kid. It's a wonderful store. Gosh, even the telephones give stamps. Let's see, what else do I have to get now? I don't know. I guess I might as well look around. How do you do? I might as well look around there. Oh, mister.
Yes, can I be of assistance? Oh, it's you again.
Look can you tell me where I can get... Hey, wait a minute. Why did you make such a drastic cut in the alphabet soup?
Because we just discovered that the alphabet in these cans is in Latin.
In Latin? How could they make a mistake like that?
It was no mistake. When this soup was made, that was the language.
Imagine making up a silly joke like that. I never heard anything like it here. Hey, wait a minute. Look at the directions. Friends, Romans, countrymen. Keep it in a cool chariot. Gee, old soup like that can make you sick. Well, 3 cents a can, I can chance it. Let's see.
Would you like a sample? And how about you?
So it is.
Can I go over and get his autograph?
You go ahead. I'll wait here.
Mr. Benny? Mr. Benny?
Yeah?
Could I please have your autograph on my comic book?
Oh, certainly, Sonny. Let's see, of course. What's your name, first name?
Tommy.
Tommy. All right. To Tommy from Jack Benny. There you are.
You know, Mr. Benny, I play the violin, too.
Oh, really?
I've been playing for 2 years.
Oh. Well, how well do you play?
Pretty good.
That's wonderful. You play like me?
I used to.
Here's your autograph. Thinks he's smart because he's got freckles. Let's see what else do I want here. Gosh, I gotta get some frozen foods here. And there's that same fella. I hate to ask him. He's always got a smile. Hey, mister.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Now, where do I get the frozen foods?
Go to the shelf between G and I.
What?
Go to the shelf between G and I.
That's a silly... Why did you just tell me to go to A?
Remember, you said it, I didn't.
The dented can is half price. Figure out at all.
Yes, sir, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to look chickens, please. The chicken, I think.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you'll find these chickens are very nice, and they're only 59 cents a pound.
59 cents a pound?
That's
for a
right.
Chicken, that's a lot, isn't it?
Well, these chickens are very nice, and I can guarantee they're fresh.
Oh. Oh, did you just kill them?
I only killed 3. The smog got the rest.
Oh, yeah. Gee, I can still see the tears in their eyes. Gosh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, give me a pound of frankfurters.
Yes, sir. 1 pound of frankfurters coming up. Here we are. Now, these are very nice. 1 pound, 2 ounces.
Look, wait a minute. Hold it. I don't want a pound and 2 ounces. I just want 1 pound. Why can't I get what I want? I want 1 pound of frankfurters. That's all. I don't want a pound and 2 ounces.
Okay.
Frankfurters.
Everybody bites, nobody cuts.
Now, will that be all?
Yes, I think... No, that's not all. I want a pound of raw liver.
This liver just came in fresh this morning. Isn't that lovely?
Just what I want, just a pound of raw liver.
1 pound, 3 ounces.
I don't want any 3 ounces. I only want a pound of raw liver.
Okay. Here, Robert.
You can keep that and the Frankfurter and the chicken. The craziest store I was ever in my life. Never saw anything like this place. Now, let's see. What else do I need here? Oh, why can't somebody help me? Oh, Clark! Clark!
Yes, be right there, sir. Right with you. What is... Oh, is it you again? What is it this time?
Now, where are the paper napkins, the frozen foods, and the ketchup and the mayonnaise, and the canned pizza?
My goodness, can't you find anything?
No, I can't. It's your job to help me, to do my shopping.
Oh, you want me to help you do your shopping? I'll help you shop.
I don't want
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
This is a consumer health alert for women using the Mirena IUD for birth control. Mirena may be associated with uterine perforation, embedment, migration of the device, the need for surgical removal, or other serious complications. If you or a loved one suffered from any of these complications, call this number immediately.
Call 800-590-6974. That's 800-590-6974. Protect your rights. Call 800-590-6974. That's 800-590-6974.
Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, these things actually do not happen in a supermarket. Except to me. Any store, this happens to me. Oh, Frank Nelson, would you come out here, please? 366 North Camden Drive, please.